Good evening and welcome to tonight's Juice Plus University session. We're transitioning into December and the end of the year, and we're going to cover the model, the money, the systems, and the size. Tonight is the model. And coming off the fall, we talked about really the foundation of our business, which is, developing your story, then getting some skills. Do you have the state, the mindset of an entrepreneur? And then how you put it all in motion. Over the next 4 weeks, we're going to really kind of unpackage the business, what makes the business tick, and give you the confidence to talk about the business. All around the idea, we'll give you a little bit better training. You're going to get some better results. So, entering into the holiday season, you're invariably going to be at, some holiday events, some parties, and, what are you up to? What's been going on? Reconnecting with people. What do you do in new environments where you're meeting something new? What do you do? Is a simple question. How you answer it is powerful. How you occur to people is powerful. How you, as they say, be, do, have, be attractive, and do the right thing, and you will have abundance, as they say. So in the context of responding with clarity, with authenticity, and simplicity, to get people to say, cool, tell me more, as many of you have heard, we're kind of in that business of cool, tell me more. How do you respond to what do you do? What do you do? One of the things that I've settled into is I just say, my wife and I feel very fortunate. We own a health food business. And I shut up. Imagine that. And 9 times out of 10, people say, what is it? What's that? And I say, well, we have 2 flagship products, produce concentrates and vertical aeroponics. Have you ever heard of it? Ending with a question mark, putting the tennis ball back in their court. So those are some things that you develop and learn how to, interact with people and ask questions. Tonight is around the business model. So the model, as it's called. Long time ago, coming out of the 70s and 80s and really the 1980s, Juice Plus had a very, very traditional quote unquote traditional network marketing business model. We're going to talk about some of the things that some of the elements that comprise as kind of a traditional network marketing business model. He knew he wanted to kind of get out of that, buy $5,000 worth of stuff, buy big appliances, and then get other club members to buy a whole $5,000 starter package. And starter packages are one of the things that have given the industry a very bad name. So getting out of traditional network marketing, he came up with this idea of a virtual franchise. And really, virtual and franchise, Jay Martin, the founder of our company, really seems to think we're more like a franchise than we are anything else, but we'll unpackage that. What we do have is elements of 4 business models. And he trademarked virtual franchise. So we have the Juice Plus virtual franchise. But in terms of the business model, I think it's important to understand what are the components of the virtual franchise and how it is unique and distinguished and different from the rest. And so one of the things that Dan Holtzman has come up with as a way to talk about who we are, which I think is really powerful, is describing us as a network franchise. And to me, many of you have heard me say, we're supplemental food, we're food concentrates, produce concentrates is really kind of pinpointing what we are. And the category, as you've heard me say, we're kind of out there to tell people about toothpaste, and then, we're Crest. Tell people, distinguish what produce concentrates are. Does that make sense? And by the way, we're Juice Plus. In the business model side, network franchise to me signifies something that no one's really ever heard of. Network franchise. When have you heard those 2 things put together? So immediately, because it's novel and because it's new, chances are someone's going to say, what is that? Never heard of that. Tell me more. And then the opportunity for you is to say, well, we've trademarked a network franchise called the virtual franchise, and it has some characteristics that you may find different than franchising, different than network marketing, different than direct sales or corporate America. And if you'd like, I'd be happy to kind of unpackage those for you. And so that's what I'm going to do now is really unpackage some of the things in these various business models that are important for you as you go out and talk about these ideas. So let's see here. So let me launch this share screen. Share screen. There we are. All righty. So if I can launch this. All right. Hopefully you guys will see that. So here we have. Oh, hang on. Hang on. There we go. That's the one I wanted. Open that up. All right. That's what I want to share. So share. How are we doing? All right. So here we have a composite of 4 business models: corporate America, franchising, direct sales, and network marketing. We, as the Juice Plus virtual franchise, have carved a path where we've kind of picked the best and we've left the rest. We've cherry-picked those things that are attractive to those industries or those models. It's all about the model, and could we come up with a better way? Could we come up with a better model? And to that end, we have. And I have, in my 15 years in this business, yet to find a company that so elegantly and I guess wisely has brought these pieces together. And what do I mean by that? So if we look at corporate America, what are those things that are attractive? Well, certainly culture, certainly that esprit de corps, that, culture, as they say, eats strategy for breakfast. It's one of the most important things about running a business is culture. Now, you as a franchise owner get to go out and create your own culture, and that's perhaps something to think of in terms of building your own business and the model. It's all about the culture. Like what kind of culture do you want to have in your organization? Certainly from a company perspective, from a corporate America perspective, there's marketing and branding, which also spills over into franchising. We'll talk about that. But really, the thing that corporate America has is some tax advantages around corporate benefits. I have yet to find another network marketing company or even a franchise that has corporate benefits. We have a full healthcare benefits package, full dental, tuition reimbursement, a Spence account reimbursement, a Christmas bonus. We have a benefits package that I would kind of put up with just about any other corporate benefits package out there. And my wife and I have been enjoying the benefits of full healthcare coverage for ourselves and our kids, for the last almost decade. So from that standpoint, culture and benefits package, we've chosen to take, and we've left kind of the rat race and that restriction and the job mentality and mindset, and really going into sort of the entrepreneurial, self-motivated, resourceful kind of people who want to take charge of their own income. In terms of direct sales, we do have elements of that. Really, it's kind of the oldest form of business that there is, direct sales, belly-to-belly relationship. Most oftentimes and historically is I have a trade, you have a trade. Let's direct sell each other and barter. So bartering is really the oldest form of direct sales, but person to person. The other thing that I was really attracted to about Juice Plus was they had a very narrow focus. Their focus was around a couple products, and they tried to be the best in the world at them. In the direct sales model, it really rewards relationships, that contact management system, that Rolodex, that iPhone that is just ripe and full. Successful people have a network of relationships. And so what we've tossed out of that direct sales model is kind of restricted geography. You've got to have this territory. And as soon as you're very successful with that territory, what do sort of Peter principal managers do? Well, they cut that territory. So there's no territory, or your territory here is your relationships. And we've kind of discarded that linear income. Now, there is a way where that's all you do is direct sale, and there is I guess a ceiling perhaps to what you can earn in the direct sales aspect of what we do, but it's not all that we do. And as it turns out, the professional salespeople in our business, they don't do often as good as, let's say, teachers people who are really want to empower others. And so we'll come back to that in the money section next week. What makes money tick? What makes money move? What are the aspects to deriving income? But in terms of franchising, you own a system. And I resisted that system very long and hard. I thought that was trying to put me in a box, constraining me. But what I've found is it's liberating and it's aerodynamic. And if you can have a system and apply that over and over and over again, lather and rinse, repeat, it creates freedom, it creates efficiency, effectiveness, and to use my terminology, it's aerodynamic. And the other thing about franchising is grounded in a brand name product, and that's tried and that's proven and that's built to last. We've tossed out kind of that high upfront cost, the hundreds of $1,000s for a brick and mortar, really high risk. And from an ROI, from a return on your investment standpoint, to buy into a system, to buy into a culture, to buy into a community that's got a very simple product offering for solving big, challenging problems in the world. We've taken away that risk. It's $50 to join our business. Sometimes I wish people had to spend a little bit more money to get in our business, because then they take it more seriously. But it's a meritocracy in terms of who we invite into our business, or democracy in terms of who we invite into our business. It's open to all. But as Jay Martin says, we don't pay the wrong people, because we get paid to do a few simple things well. But that franchising system and that tried and proven product is something we've chosen to take from franchising. In terms of network marketing, we do give people the ability to scale income beyond their own ability to produce it. It involves revenue sharing. It involves partnerships. It involves team. It involves camaraderie. It involves win-win. What we've discarded from that business model, which that particular model has earned maybe a less than stellar quote unquote reputation, I guess. But you can go across corporate and franchising and direct sales and find all kinds of good, bad, and ugly stories. But network marketing stereotypically has gained a dubious reputation, because when you play with people's dreams and you overpromise and underperform, unmet expectation is kind of the mother of all disappointment. And promising, big money, promising blue sky, promising bling, and then not delivering, when you play with people's dreams like that, you don't leave a very good taste in people's mouth. What we've chosen to keep are partnerships, win-win relationships. And partnerships aren't anything new or novel. Revenue sharing is not anything new or novel. What we've discarded also is high-end front load. That buyer's club sort of approach, that pay $1,000, join the club, buy the starter packet, and then get others to buy the starter packet. We make no money when people join our business. When someone signs a $50 application, I don't make any money. But that is different with other companies, where you buy into a company and you pay a large fee, and I actually get a commission from getting you in the business. And the distinction here is retailing and recruiting. Retail and recruiting. I want you to think of those two. Retailing, 85% of our revenue comes from retail customers only. Now, juxtapose that to another company, a traditional heavy network marketing company, like an Amway, let's say. 85% of their revenue comes from the recruiting and the buying and the recruiting of the buyers, and what the buyer is buying. So it's really around recruiting versus retailing. We have retailing leading and driving our customer base and our global revenues. Hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars every year, and the lion's share, 85% of those revenues, come from retailing great product. Now, recruiting on the other side, there is a business recruiting element to what we do, but that represents about 15% of our revenue in terms of people that are buying our products. And it's just the exact opposite for traditional network marketing companies. So we've picked we've picked what we think is good, and we've discarded some of the things that we want to leave behind. The other thing about network marketing, oftentimes it's kind of a buyer's club, and you buy the portfolio, you buy the catalog. It's almost like a Costco membership, but it's really focused around recruiting. We have both recruiting and retailing. And so if you take a step back and look at what we are, I submit we've created a new business model, which Dan Holtzman calls a network franchise, which Jay Martin has trademarked as the virtual franchise. And so, I think it's important as, you go out here this month to really understand what this model is, understand how it's different, understand how simple it is in terms of, we get paid to represent a great product, have some agency in the world, and share with people what we have around health and around wealth. The model itself is kind of an integration of various business models. If you get stuck, if you get confused, or you get tongue-tied, always fall back on the category. It's a network franchise. It's a composite of both. Why don't I bring someone in who's been in a while to tell you what it is? But if you lead with that network franchise and just say, hey, we pull from corporate, we pull from franchising, we pull from network marketing, we pull from direct sales. I've yet to see anything like it. It's pretty unique. I'm happy to send you some material if you're interested. Just having it simple and clean like that has certainly gives me confidence, gives me peace of mind to go out and share this business model with the world. When someone asks you, I'll kind of end with this thinking. When someone asks you, was it one of those things? What I like to say is, hey, what is a network franchise? Have you ever heard of it? And immediately they're caught off guard because they don't know what a network franchise is. And that gives you the opportunity then to educate. In the end, we have education on our side. And if we can empower them and enlighten them, then they're going to make their own decisions, make it a firm yes or a firm no. So with that, go out and share the model this week, and we'll see you next week to talk about the money. God bless. Have a great night.